Hey, what is going on, guys? It's DK back at you with another video here for the Showdown slate between Milwaukee and Toronto here on Sunday. Real quick, let's see how we did last night. So, a couple things to note of last night. The big news here kind of was Myers Leonard inserted in the starting lineup. So, once he got inserted in, I liked him at that price. If you guys watched my video, you guys knew I didn't like him off the bench. Didn't even think he was going to play. But once he was announced a starter, he was too cheap. So. I liked him there. I think he was like 3.2, 3.6K, something like that. So, did like Myers Leonard. And then another piece of news here was Damian Jones picked up the start there at 1K. I didn't mention him in the video. I rolled with him because I figured, hey, he's going to play 12 minutes or so. And Steve Kerr looks like the trend is here for the starting Golden State centers is to play 3 minutes and then not play the rest of the game. So got a little unlucky, but still with this lineup cashed with Damian Jones getting a 0. Plugged in Lillard, Steph Curry, Draymond, and CJ in there. So that one cashed. I made another lineup too. Was the exact same, but had Zach Collins in there instead of Myers Leonard. Came up a little bit short, but Zach Collins was still a solid value play. Not much you can do when you get a guy that plays 3 minutes. Did not expect that again, but again. Looks like that's the trend here for Golden State centers, starting centers at least, so it looks like we got to stay away from the starting centers. But, yeah, cash in one, just missing this one. But, let's see if we can get in the cash here for today. So, Game 3 here at Toronto. It's a must-win here for the Raptors. So, I really think Toronto's going to come out play better than they have the first two games here in the series. Again, you got Giannis and Kawhi at the top. Both these guys are going to be super high owned, but I'm probably going to end up playing both and probably play one of these two guys as my captain. And then the next tier below, you got Siakam, Middleton, Lowry, Brogdon, Bledsoe. A lot of these guys have been pretty disappointing here in this series. It's basically just been the Giannis and Kawhi show. Siakam got in foul trouble, basically didn't play at all there in the second half. He's still priced somewhat expensive here at 9K. Hasn't flashed huge upside here in the series. I think he goes pretty low owned. I don't know if I can go there, but I don't know if I can pull the trigger on Siakam. And Middleton, same thing. Really has not looked good in the series. I think it's okay, but probably not going to be the way I go either. And then you got Lowry here, a little cheaper here than Middleton and Siakam at 11.4. The thing is with him is the minutes security. He's basically going to play 40 minutes a night. If I had to pick between Siakam, Middleton, and Lowry, I think I would just lean towards Lowry here. He just has a higher floor right now, and he did have one good game in the series. Game 1, he put up 46 fantasy points. Again, it's a must-win situation, so. I think Lowry's perfectly fine here. Actually, let me go to the utility price. Sorry about that. So Siakam 9K, Middleton 8.2, Lowry 7.6. And then you got Brogdon 7K. Actually had a pretty solid game there off the bench. Played, kind of like what I said, 25 minutes. But played pretty well. He's a high usage guy. So at 7K, I think he's okay. But again, if I had to pick here between Brogdon and Lowry, I'm just going to lean towards Lowry just because the minutes are there. And the floor is kind of there with Lowry, so that's kind of why I would lean towards Lowry over Brogdon. And then Bledsoe at 6.4. He's going to play right around 30 minutes. The price just hasn't really come down on him. I think he's okay, but really does not look good here in the playoffs, so probably not for me. And then we got the headache situation here of the center for Toronto. You got Marc Gasol. So if you guys watched my video for Game 1, I said, Ibaka matched up a lot better against his team. I think it's going to be Ibaka that gets more minutes. They played Marc Gasol 40 minutes. So for the video Game 2, I'm like, hey, if Marc Gasol is going to play 40 minutes, he's a great value play. And then he comes out and plays 19 minutes. So this is a little unpredictable. It's kind of tough to, what's going to happen between, it's going to be Marc Gasol that gets the minutes. It's going to be Ibaka that gets the minutes. Ibaka is, 2,000 cheaper. And right now I think it's kind of a coin flip. I don't really know what Toronto's going to do here. So for that reason, I'll probably lean towards Ibaka just because has a cheaper price tag. But you never know. Maybe they can play Marc Gasol 40 minutes again. If he's going to play 40 minutes, I'm going to like him. But I just don't know what the minutes are going to be like. So it's a little tough to predict. And then Brook Lopez. I've been kind of right on this guy here so far. The first 2 games, I liked him in game 1 when he was 4.2. When he's at 6.6, I was off him. And he was somewhat high owned, and he kind of busted there. So now he's at 5.8. Seems priced about right for him. A guy that's going to play probably close to 30 minutes. I think it's okay. But I think there's probably better plays on the board. And then Mirotic here at 5.2. A guy that's going to play right around 25 minutes or so. Probably going to get you anywhere from 15 to 30 fantasy points. If his shot's falling, he can definitely get you on that higher end. So I think Mirotic is perfectly fine there. Danny Green at 4.8. It's just too scoring dependent, not for me. So I'm going to look elsewhere. And then Ibaka, again, if I had to pick between him and Gasol, I think I'm going to lean towards Ibaka just because he is cheaper. But you never know. They could just play Marc Gasol 40 minutes and Ibaka 15 minutes. I wouldn't be surprised. So again, that center situation for Toronto is a little tough to predict right now. And then you got George Hill, Ilyasova. So these are the 2 value guys that the prices haven't really moved too much on these guys. George Hill is going to play 25 minutes a night, and he's looked good here in the playoffs. So I think he's a value guy you have to consider. And same thing with Ersan. He played 21 minutes, a little bit on the higher end. The game did blow out. Normally he's going to play right around 15 minutes or so, but he also has looked good here in the series. He's a higher usage guy. He's going to produce when he's out there. So Ersan, George Hill, 2 value guys I'm definitely considering here. Connaughton, the minutes just aren't there on him in the series. 11 and 13, I can't do it. If he's playing 20 to 25, then yes, you definitely can consider it. But he's just not playing enough minutes right now in the series. Norman Powell, I will bring this up. I wouldn't chase this big game that he had. He had Lowry getting foul trouble. You had Siakam getting foul trouble. Normally, this guy's going to play right around 10 minutes, so I would not chase this 25-minute, 22 fantasy point game. Van Fleet, this has looked terrible here. Sterling Brown not in the rotation. So, yeah, it's really below Ersan. I wouldn't touch anyone. So, again, guys, just a brief overview. I really think it's Giannis and Kawhi. Value guys that I do like, George Hill, Ilyasova. If I had to pick for the center for Toronto, I think I'm going to lead towards Ibaka because he's cheaper. And then in this mid-tier range, you got Siakam, you got Middleton, you got Lowry, Brogdon, Bledsoe. Any of those guys are fine. No one's looked that good here in the series, but you are going to have to play probably 1 or 2 of these guys. So I think that's going to do it for today's video, guys. If you have been enjoying the content, please like this video, subscribe. If you have any questions, you can leave it in the comment section down below. It's also important to follow me on Twitter. That will be in the description below. I'll give my thoughts as more news comes out. I said once Myers Leonard got ruled in yesterday, I said I liked him. So it is important to follow me on Twitter if late breaking news comes out like that. And I'll be back for another video for the Showdown slate between Golden State and Portland tomorrow. So I'll see you guys then.